What will happen to the world after 1,000 years when we are no longer on Earth? What exactly will happen to the world after humanity is destroyed? Will the world survive at all? So fasten your seatbelts, because today we will enter that mysterious world. According to one estimate, there are more than 2 trillion galaxies in our universe, and inside each galaxy are hidden countless stars, planets, and unknown mysteries. About 13 billion years ago, this universe began with a terrible explosion, which we know as the Big Bang. Since that explosion, countless universe galaxies, planets, and satellites have gradually been formed. And finally, this familiar world of ours. In the crowd of these countless galaxies, our address is the Milky Way galaxy, and our world lies at its center. This world was born about 4.5 billion years ago, and since then, many animals have come to the world and later lost their existence. If we talk about the most powerful and terrifying creatures on this planet, which is full of stories of the arrival and extinction of countless animals, then undoubtedly the name of dinosaurs comes first. Once upon a time, they were the only ones who ruled the entire world. But time is not always the same. About 65 million years ago, a huge asteroid suddenly hit the Earth. And with that one blow, it erased their name and traces from the world full of dinosaurs. Everything changed. The destruction was so terrible that the existence of dinosaurs was completely erased from the Earth. Then thousands of years passed, ages after ages, and one day, the chapter of humans began. And humans have gradually changed the entire design of the Earth. They have built cities, high-rise buildings, luxurious life, even the ability to fly in the sky. Today, the number of people on Earth is more than 8 billion, and that number is increasing every day. But imagine for a moment what would happen if suddenly all humans disappeared from this Earth in an instant. Will this Earth be able to survive for a moment after humans disappear? And what will this world look like without us, humans? Today we will look at that terrifying, mysterious world of the future. So let's get started. According to a study by scientists, chaos will begin on Earth. Hundreds of planes flying in the sky will suddenly lose control because there will be no more pilots to fly them. According to an estimate, more than 100,000 planes take off and land every day. And in a moment, about 9,000 to 11,000 planes are flying in the sky, of which about 1 million passengers are in the sky. Those planes will start crashing into the ground one after another. Within a few minutes, terrible explosions and fire scenes will be created in different parts of the world, as if an invisible war has suddenly started. Meanwhile, the situation on the roads will also be even more terrible. Driverless cars, buses, and trucks will lose control and crash into each other. The entire city will turn into a huge disaster. Cities that were once bustling with people will suddenly turn into a silent world of chaos and destruction. Within a few hours, another major change will be visible. The power system will slowly begin to collapse. Most power plants will not be able to operate for long without human supervision. So, one grid after another will shut down. Only a few hydroelectric stations and solar systems will survive for a while, but they will not last long. And then when night falls, the world's major cities will be plunged into an unfamiliar darkness. Amidst this darkness, a strange change will be seen. The sky will become much clearer than before. Due to the absence of lights in the cities, countless stars will twinkle in the night sky that we humans have never been able to see properly. The world will then be completely silent. There will be no sound of cars or human noises. Only an unfamiliar heavy silence will spread around. After the disappearance of humans, the world will enter a new reality without having to face the first shock. After a few hours of chaos, everything will become unusually quiet within a few days. But that peace is actually like the silence before the storm. Big cities will be silent. Big factories and industries will be closed. Huge man-made buildings will suddenly turn into lifeless shells. After the power is completely cut off, the appearance will start to change rapidly. Water will start to enter the underground metro stations, because there will be no one to operate the pumps that used to work day and night to keep the water out. For example, in New York City, millions of gallons of water are pumped out from under the ground every day. Without people, that water will slowly take over the lower parts of the city, and within a few days they will be submerged. In the meantime, another cruel reality will begin. The fight for survival of animals. Animals in zoos or cages will start dying from lack of food and water within a few days. And those who can somehow break free will suddenly find themselves in a new, unknown world. There are no rules. There are no boundaries. Only a fight for survival. Small animals will be the first to be in danger. Small dogs and cats that have been dependent on humans for so long will quickly become prey. On the other hand, large, powerful dogs will start forming groups. They will create their own territories and gradually build a new wild society. It is as if the primitive world has returned to the place of civilization. Then time will continue to pass. After another month, the situation will become even more dire. The power plants that have somehow survived so far will start to fail one by one. Many plants need water to keep them cool, but that water will slowly evaporate and dry up, and then a terrible explosion will occur, an explosion that people have never seen before. These explosions will destroy not only the city, but also the surrounding area. The fire will spread, and the entire sky will be covered in smoke, and countless animals will fall victim to that devastation. The map of the world will slowly start to change, as if nature is reorganizing everything in its own way after humans leave. After about a year, a strange sight will be seen. Thousands of satellites orbiting in space will start falling towards the Earth one by one. The things that used to keep us connected, the internet and navigation running, will now burst into flames. The night sky will be filled with a scene like a meteor shower, but there will be no one to watch. Then, the city's appearance will slowly change. In about 20 to 25 years, the streets, sidewalks, and everything will be covered in green. Plants and leaves will slowly emerge from the cracks in the concrete, and eventually the entire street will be covered in trees. Cities that were once crowded with people will now look like small jungles. Within 30 years, the air will be much cleaner. Pollution will be almost non-existent. The sky is much bluer than before, and the world is much calmer. At this time, wild animals will start taking over the entire music world. The boundaries between cities and villages will be completely erased. Cities built in the middle of the desert, such as Dubai and Las Vegas, will slowly start getting buried under the sand, as if nature is reclaiming its lost places. Then comes the 100-year milestone. During this time, many large structures made by humans, dams, bridges, buildings, will start to collapse one by one. Those that stood strong for so long will gradually weaken due to lack of maintenance. After 150 years, those roads that were once covered with greenery will now start to look like rivers or canals, because the water will return to its old path. After 300 years, the Eiffel Tower, one of the world's symbols, will no longer be able to survive. Anything made of iron will slowly rust and collapse, because there is no one left to protect them. Over time, rivers, mountains, forests, everything will return to their natural form. Cities will turn into forests, and new species of animals will be born in those forests. After about 400 to 500 years, the world will change completely. The wetlands will return again. The number of birds will increase, and animals will live their lives freely. In the absence of humans, the number of animals will increase several times, and the world will again become like the old times where nature will reign. Cities that were once modern symbols will now become part of the wilderness. Time moves slowly, but ruthlessly. After hundreds of years and reaches thousands of years, the world will no longer be the world we know. Almost everything made by man is broken down. It is merged with the ground. The 7 worlds that were once our pride, the huge cities, the modern structures, everything will slowly start to disappear. Only a few structures, such as the pyramids of Egypt or some ancient parts of China, may survive, but they will gradually be defeated over time. After 100,000 years, it will be almost impossible to find evidence of human existence on Earth. Forests, rivers, and mountains will cover the entire planet. Nature will then create its own balance where there is no artificiality, no sign of any city. Then time will pass for hundreds of years, then millions of years. During this long period, new animals will be born on Earth. Many species will become extinct. New life will begin again, just as it happened. One day, maybe a new intelligent animal will appear on Earth, but they will never know that there was once a species called humans on this planet. One estimate suggests that some plastics or synthetic materials may remain as the last traces of humans, but over time, their remains will fade. After about 300 million years, there will be no trace of humans on this Earth. No cities, no technology, no history. The world will then return to a completely new form as a natural, wild, independent planet where there will be life, but no human stories. So comment and tell me how you liked the video. And subscribe to the Mr.Timemare channel now to watch such mysterious, exciting, and interesting videos. So see you in the next episode. Until then, be well.